Hey, it's your boy Kengi. Hashtag Mr. Tell the Truth. Day number 2, January 2021. And I woke up this morning around about 1:30. Didn't go back to sleep about 3:30. My mom went saw my mom for New Year Day. I went out there and talked with her for a little while. 8. We sat down and talked about a lot of stuff that's in the past, based on how my granddad caught me on the farm, in the barn, out there talking to some bales of hay, ministering to them because I was running a company. You know, my farm was my business, and these guys, I gave names, was bales of hay. It was about 12 of them, and we had a business going on where one guy was over this, one guy was over that. I always wanted to have my own company, a place where I can have profit versus wages, So she gave me a Bible that was published back in 1971. And she said the Bible had been with her for a long time. And when I look at it, it's called a Living Bible, the version of the Living. And they did a lot of paraphrasing. But it's kind of like the King James Version, but the truth. When I say I done found out the names of they and them and your enemies and their, oh my Lord. I said, because I know about a couple of weeks ago, I asked the Lord who is they and who is them that they talking about in these scriptures, and who are the enemies, and how do I supposed to understand when I read, when you speak to me, and when I hear your voice and I know the truth. So she gave me the Bible. I immediately, after I got through talking or sitting around chilling, I left, went home. Couldn't wait to crack the pages on that joke. I cracked the pages on it and look at him. I went in there while I was working on Jeremiah. We left off on Jeremiah chapter 35 or 34, and I read a couple of those, and I immediately wanted to know. Jeremiah is in today's time right now as we speak. It's December and cold, because that book gonna tell you the difference or what season it is. It's got it broke down to the T. And I say, you better hear me. The ones that tried to hide all the information based on us not knowing the truth. This book got it in there, buddy. So what I'm doing now is putting it all together. I'm putting all the pieces together. And I'm going, when I get done, by the time I look up, I'm going to have it to our current time. And that's going to be a fact. And I'm going to be able to understand God's ways of trying to educate our people so we can know what's coming in the future. He said, if you want to know the future, you got to study the past. And that's the truth. But we've been dumbed down and taught that happened back then. It's not going to happen now. That's the biggest lie told in history. Because everything done on the sun can be done over and over again. We actually dumber than the people was back then. Because you think about it, they had more back then. We got less now. We supposed to have some of the greatest technology it is in the world, but we don't have nothing. How is that possible? When they had more back then, and we got less now, and we assumed that they couldn't read. That's the biggest lie told too. You better hear me, because they can read very well, because everything was built back then was built by them, or some type of spirit that was willing to give them the information on how to build it. You better hear me. So how can you tell me they couldn't read? I'm not going to believe that. So in other words, all this stuff that these so-called Jewish leaders and politicians finding is nothing new. It's been here since the beginning. They just getting their spiritually information from someone called Satan and the devil, because that's why they so famous, and that's why they want to become so like the stars, and that's why they want to host everything, and that's why they want to try to keep the true information from the Jews, not the Jewish. The Jews are the chosen people. Who are the Jews? The ones that have been scattered all over the world, been sold for a price. So you gonna sit here and tell me the Jewish are the one that's supposed to be in Israel? You ain't never been sold. You always been trying to govern and control. You put man laws before God. You better hear me. I know you, and you know I know. So now I must spread this word. It's your boy Kengi. #Mr. Tell the Truth, and I'm out. Peace.